This is an ayah in Surah Al-Dhariyat in the Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks, reveals few verses about Himself, about His glory and might, about His kingdom and what He controls. He controls everything. That He is the one you should love and He is the one you should fear at the same time. And then He gives stories and examples of tribes and prophets of those tribes beforehand, right from the time of Nuh alayhi salam. And then He reiterates and speaks about how His kingdom is so vast. It is limitless. And that everything is within His dominion. And that He is the one who creates life, and He is the one who created death, and to Him we will all return. Then He says, فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ إِنِّي لَكُمْ مِنْهُ نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ. So escape to Allah. Run away to Allah. Seek refuge with Allah. I am to you a warner from Him. Nuh alayhi salam is the one who is addressed here. Or Nuh alayhi salam's story to his people is the one that is related to us here. All the prophets and messengers said the same thing to their people when they denied them, when they ran away from them, when they sought refuge in other things, such as their tribes, such as their desires. Some of them, their wealth. Others of them, their technology, like the people of Ad and Thamud. And then others of them, they sought it in their might and their strength. And others of them in their intelligence, their intellectual abilities. They thought they are smarter, wiser. So He said to them, my people, where are you running away to and from? Don't run away from Allah. Run away to Allah. And I am a warner to you from Him. I warn you against Allah. I warn you from Allah. And He has sent me to tell you this. Now here, in this beautiful verse, there's almost like, for a person who doesn't understand who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, you would think this is what you call, in English language, an oxymoron, a contradiction. How can I run away to the one who I am fearing? How do I escape and go to the one who I am afraid of? How can I go to someone who is warning me? If someone came to you and said, be careful, there are some people out there, you have gone against them, and they are out to get you, so run to them so they can protect you. This is something which doesn't make sense. Allah tells us in the Quran, with Nuh alayhi salam and other prophets, run away to Allah for refuge. I am from Him a warner from Him. I am sent from Him to warn you against Him. So how does a person love Allah and fear Allah at the same time? And how do you seek refuge and run away to the one you are fearing, you are being warned of? The answer is simple, my brothers and sisters. A lot of people ask this question. What does it mean to fear Allah? God is not someone to be feared. We should love Him. But yet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks in the Quran to us, telling us about how much we should love Him, but at the same time how much we should fear Him. And He speaks about His provision and His generosity of Jannah. And He makes us afraid, terrified of His Jahannam and His torture and His wrath. How does this make sense? You know, brothers and sisters in Islam, when you understand what fearing Allah means and loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala means, you will only love Allah more. They both lead to the same result. You want to go to Him. Since He is the King of everything and the controller of everything, He is the rightful one to seek refuge with Him. Run away to Him from everything. Everything. Whether it is a mental problem in you, whether it is a physical problem with you, whether you are being bullied by others, whether you have lost everything you have, whether you are being tortured or oppressed by anyone, whether you have lost dear loved ones to you, whether things are not going your way, whether you are ill and deprived, no matter what your problem is, the one who is in control of all of this and has the power to look after you is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So where do you run away to, my brother and sister? Who else can help you but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? In relation to loving and fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I can see young people here. And in my lectures, I like to bring the language down so that even a 10-year-old can understand me. So let us talk simple, inshaAllah. As a parent myself, I discovered that in the miracle of children, there are great lessons to be learned. Our children, our sons and daughters, when they are children, they become almost like teachers to us, but in a very indirect manner. Once, my daughter did something. She was only 3 years old. And through that thing, I myself learned something. How do you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and love Him at the same time? Once she did something which I got angry with. I'll share this story with you. So I got angry with her. And I frowned at her. And I told her, get away from me. The result was she got scared. She got frightened. In fact, you could see on her face that she's terrified. And she wanted to run away. But where is she going to run? Her mother was there. So I tried to direct her, saying, go to your mother. Mother's opening her arms out, but she won't go to her mother. I said, go away from me. She doesn't want to go anywhere. What she was doing was, she was running towards me. I'm the person who's frightening her. And she's running towards me. She's crying. She's wailing. Her eyes are full of terror. And she's running towards me. Now, I don't mean that I wasn't doing anything really bad. But you know, children, they're afraid of something. Children exaggerate when they love someone a lot. So she's thinking, why is my father angry with me? What have I done wrong? I don't care what I've done. I just feel that I've lost something from my father, my loving father, and that is his love. She's running towards me until finally I picked her up and put her in my lap. And she found security, serenity, and peace in her father's arms, and she slept. As Muslims, as believers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls us to ponder. He says that everything in the heavens and the earth is a sign for us. And He says, وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. And even within your own creation, yourselves, your feelings, your makeup, there are signs to know your Lord. Do you not use your mind and mentality? I looked at myself and my daughter here, and I thought, if she's terrified from her father, why did she run to her father? Well, she only ran to her father because she loves her father. She was afraid and terrified not from her father, but she is afraid and terrified from losing the love which exists between her and her father. That's just what she is afraid of, losing that love.